This house was built, late 80s, early 90s. And, it was designed as a multi-purpose house, built in a C-shaped form. To the back, we had rooms, and each room had an out, the door was, you stepped out the door, you were outside. As you can see up to this side right here, we have what we would convert into stores. And then over time, obviously, this became storage. At one point, this spot right here actually housed a salon, a barber shop, all sorts of things. But over the years, as far as the planning and all the things have gone, I have been, going through the internet, using YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, trying to gather inspirations because I've always known that I wanted to, build a house. Not just also known, but traditionally in our culture in Africa, in Kenya, I'm going to specifically talk about Kenya and Kisii culture. Um, all the sons have to build a house in the compound. So we were starting to get into the situation where we had limited space. There is a lot of land, into the rest of the property, but we were getting to the point where we were encountering limited space. So one of the options was to tear this down and actually put a house on top of where it's been torn down. Another option was keep this house as is, insert pillars, and then build right on top, maintaining the integrity of the bottom structure. And as you can see through some of the images that I've shown, that probably wouldn't have been the most ideal way to get this project done. So what I ended up doing was actually, level the house, completely destroy it, and then I wanted to like have a blank canvas and then build from there, meaning that, we're gonna, start from zero. And essentially, we're building two houses because if I tear down my mom's house, I'm gonna have to clearly build a house and then turn around and build myself a house. So, although we're building our home in Kenya, we're actually building my mom her house back. So she's gonna be on the ground floor, and then we are gonna build our house above hers. So it's just one single structure, but essentially it's like two homes. I did consider having like two kitchens, all these other things, but I was like, we don't spend as much time in Kenya as it is right now. So all the kitchen, living room, and all of that stuff, it's gonna sit in the living room, and then upstairs is really gonna be our home when we visit, the 2, 3, maybe even 4 months that we're gonna be visiting over the summer break or all the winter breaks and stuff like that. So the question is, as far as inspiration, last year, even before we demolished the house, I was just scrolling on YouTube and I came up on this YouTube video. Let me see if I can just pull it up. Where is that video? It's right here. So this YouTube video, and I don't know how to say her last name. It's Amor, Build with Amor. This young lady, this YouTube video about a project that was done in Kenya was the inspo for this entire project. Some of the photos, like if you see, this is inspo image number 1. This is the project she was featuring on a show. And if I go ahead and take that out, image number 2, this is the inside of this project. And I'm going to play a little clip on here. I'm not sure if the audio would work though, but this is the inside. As you can see, they have like, fresh, I guess, trees, some pebbles, and it looks all well naturally lit, and even the decor, I really like that. The third image I saw from this video was this right here, coming to the bedrooms. I like how the bed is set, how the windows are large, how there is a lot of natural light coming into the house. So for my inspiration on the house that I wanted us to build in Kenya, I was using images like this off YouTube and some other images of Google and stuff like that. And over the years also, I've been very, keen on Australian architecture. So let me pull this close here and show you what a lot of Australian architecture look like. It's building a house using just plain concrete. As you can see, some of the homes on here, they're not all in Australia, but when you build a house that is just plain concrete, I really love this design. It's like a boxy look. It doesn't have the, copy paste designs that you see in a lot of, like, Europe or like in the US or Canada. A lot of the homes here pretty much made out of like a brick facade, and then on the inside is just, sticks and paper. It's sheetrock and some 2x4s. So I didn't want that. A lot of the homes we build overseas are pure stone, so there is no, sheetrock or anything like that. And I wanted to replicate the designs you see in Australia. Look at this right here. This is a beautiful home. This is a very beautiful home. The design concept is pretty simple. It's straightforward, but it's a home that is made purely out of concrete. And I think one of the reasons why they do it like that over there, that is situations like with wildfires and stuff like that, some of these homes are very good protection. So I was using this as also a design concept. So I'm gonna try to see if I can rewind this video and actually turn up the volume. I don't know if it will record.
Beautiful homes here at a price point of $1.7 million.
All right, so as you can see, just a quick montage that she had at the very beginning of this video, that, that hook that got me in there, that is kind of like the concept that I wanted. Obviously, this stuff is very expensive, and I don't have that kind of budget. That home was $1.7 million, but it doesn't mean that you have to spend $1.7 million to get a similar look. I'm not saying you're gonna get the same quality, but you can get a really close look, by being budget conscious. So those were my inspirations right there. So once I saw this video, this is like sometime in August after I came back from Kenya after the demolition, I went ahead, and in the video they talk about the builders who built the house and the interior decorator who actually decorated that house. So me being me, what I ended up doing is I reached out to the interior decorator. I went to their website. Let me see if I can find, where is their website? I don't have it pulled up. But anyway, these are the interior decorator. It's called Lehem Interior Decorators. And I reached out to them. I was like, hey, I saw you listed as the interior decorator for this project. This project is called Moments. And would you be kind enough to give me either the builder or the architect that designed? So we went, designed the project. We went back and forth a little bit, and they came back to me. If you have a chance to check out these builders, they have an Instagram page, and just scroll through their Instagram page. It's very well curated. These are some of the projects they've worked on, and they look pretty good. But they were able to get back with me, and they gave me a contact for two architects. The actual architect that was in charge of this project that I just shown, and then obviously the architect that I ended up working with. The guy that designed this house, when I, consulting with him over the phone, he was a little pricey, it's just pretty good design. It's a Spanish architect. And then they gave me another architect who I ended up choosing. I only talked to two architects. And then, we kind of connected on the very go. And I ended up selecting him and his team of consultants. We're talking about the mechanical electrical engineer, the quantity surveyor, and also the structural engineer. He had his own team, and they gave me good quotes. And I was like, well, I need to stick with these guys because I am trying to get this project done as soon as possible. So first contact with the architect, this is, I think this was like in September 2023, yeah. I sent him this, and he said that, before he actually embarks on trying to get anything going, he needs to get a proper topographical survey, basically all the landmarks, all the drawings and everything like that. So what ended up happening is he put me in contact with a topographical surveyor. And for those who are planning on building in Africa, these are some of the things that you have to do ahead of time. You need to plan. This is what a topographical survey looks like. He talks about, where the roads are. He talked about where the the elevations, the minor contours, where the vegetation, the land was, a blank canvas. So this made it a very, very easy to do the survey. He also put beacons on the ground, to mark, the elevations, the whole nine, where the power lines are, where the fence is, where the brick fence is located. So this is the major road right here. And then he also put down the actual plot that we're going to build. It's encased in this pink line right here. And this story building here, that's my brother's house. And then we needed to, we didn't have a whole lot of room to work with. So he was like, make sure that we are cognizant that there is a big permanent house that is, right there. I don't see anything else on there. So if you look at this, topographical survey, it's a very, very detailed. There is nothing more important than planning. If you do not plan, you're planning to fail. I think somebody said that, once before. So if you're planning on building in Africa, take your time and plan. Hire the right contractors, hire the right people. Do not just settle for the village or the small town guy who's like, I can do this for $20,000. They won't. They won't even make it to the foundation for $20,000. That's nothing. Okay. So you want to take your time, find the right architect, find the right consultants, the right mechanical engineer, electrical engineer, structural engineer, the right plumbers. You want to find the right architect because he's going to be the supervisor, the overseeing all the consultants. You want to find the right people because with the right people, you end up with plans like this. And once we had the topographical survey done, the next thing now he did was to start, the conceptual drawing to get this project, ready so that I can see what the concept was and then, approve it. As you can see, there has been a lot of planning that goes on into building this house. And this is just, I'm barely scratching the surface. I haven't even talked about, the fact that, once we demolished, my childhood home, where was my mom going to live? And that's a video for another day. One of the things we did, and I can go into a video and actually discuss a different project we did, is I just want to, highlight something I put on here, okay, on this. So we ended up building up one of my brother's house, finishing it out and getting it ready so mom can move in there. But I want you to take a look up here. This is my, my brother and his wife. We just finished up his house to get it ready for my mom. But this right here is the mission statement. And I read this mission statement almost every day while I was getting ready to start this project. So this says, this project is a preamble to the construction of my family home in Kisii. Through the grace of God and careful planning, we shall build a house worthy of a queen, and our mother shall be proud. I wrote this mission statement June 17, 2023, while this project was going on, before we even demolished the house. So before my mom's house, my childhood home was brought down, we had a project that we were working on.